AITA, a final part, denying my mother. Once upon a time in a small, picturesque town named Willowbrook, a woman named Emily found herself trapped in a seemingly unbreakable cycle of denial, struggling to come to terms with her relationship with her mother, Evelyn. The story of denying my mother begins here, with Emily's journey of self-discovery, forgiveness, and healing. Emily had always felt like the black sheep of her family. She was a free spirit, an artist at heart, while her mother, Evelyn, was a strict and traditional woman who valued appearances above all else. This fundamental difference led to constant clashes between them, leaving an unspoken tension that hung in the air like an invisible storm. One day, while rummaging through the attic, Emily stumbled upon a box of old letters. Among them, she found a series of heartfelt letters that her mother had written to her in her childhood, expressing her love and concern. As Emily read the letters, she realized that her mother had once been a loving and caring parent before the strains of life had taken their toll. Unable to deny the love her mother had shown in those letters, Emily decided to confront her past. She started by having an honest conversation with Evelyn, a dialogue they hadn't shared in years. This conversation revealed hidden layers of pain and resentment, but also a glimmer of hope for reconciliation. As Emily and Evelyn began to rebuild their relationship, long-buried family secrets began to surface. Emily discovered that her mother had faced numerous hardships and sacrifices to provide for her family. Emily's rebelliousness had been her way of coping with her own misunderstandings and insecurities. Emily and Evelyn embarked on a journey together, not just as mother and daughter, but as two women trying to understand each other. They attended therapy sessions, went on road trips, and explored shared interests, all while trying to bridge the gap that had grown between them. The journey was not without its ups and downs, but both Emily and Evelyn gradually started to heal. Emily began to appreciate her mother's sacrifices and the strength it took to raise a family. Evelyn, in turn, recognized her daughter's individuality and supported her artistic pursuits. In the end, Emily and Evelyn emerged from the shadows of denial into the warmth of acceptance. They realized that their love for each other had always been there, just waiting to be acknowledged and nurtured. Their story became one of transformation, forgiveness, and the unbreakable bond between a mother and daughter. Denying my mother was no longer the story of a daughter resisting her mother's influence. It was a story of love, reconciliation, and the realization that sometimes the most profound changes happen when we confront our own denial and allow the past to shape our future in unexpected ways. And so, in the heart of Willowbrook, Emily and Evelyn wrote a new chapter in their lives. One filled with love, understanding, and the invisible bonds that had always connected them, waiting to be rediscovered. Let's check today's another story. Broken ties denying my mother's legacy. The sun hung low in the sky as I stood before the ornate wooden door of my childhood home, the place where memories of my mother lay buried like secrets in a locked chest. My heart raced as I contemplated the decision I had been avoiding for years. It was time to confront the past I had been denying for so long. My mother, Eleanor, was a brilliant but enigmatic woman. She had always been an elusive presence in my life. When I was a child, she was often away on business trips, leaving me in the care of nannies and housekeepers. I had grown up feeling like a visitor in my own home, my mother's presence never quite tangible. As I entered the house, I noticed an old letter sitting on the dusty foyer table. The handwriting was unmistakably my mother's. My heart skipped a beat as I read the words she had penned before her death. In the letter, she admitted to keeping secrets that had shaped her life and mine. She implored me to uncover the truth. The quest to unravel my mother's secrets took me on a journey through her past, from her childhood to her early career. I discovered that she had been a trailblazing scientist, making groundbreaking discoveries in a male-dominated field. Yet her success had come at a high personal cost, and the shadow of her ambition loomed large over our relationship. As I delved deeper into my mother's history, I uncovered a woman driven by a relentless pursuit of success. She had sacrificed her personal life, including her relationship with me, for the sake of her career. I realized that my mother had never truly known how to be a mother, and I had spent my life denying her because of it. Armed with newfound understanding, I embarked on a mission to make peace with my mother's memory. I visited places from her past, met people who had known her, and discovered the impact she had left on the scientific community. Slowly, I began to forgive her for her absence and accept her flaws. In my journey, I also found a newfound purpose for myself. I decided to honor my mother's legacy by continuing her work in the scientific field she had devoted her life to. As I made my mark in the same realm, I felt closer to her than I ever had before. The final chapter of my story came full circle when I decided to hold a memorial for my mother. Friends, colleagues, and family gathered to remember the woman who had been both a brilliant scientist and a distant mother. I stood before the crowd and shared my journey of denying and then embracing my mother's legacy. In the end, I had learned that denial had kept me from understanding my mother's complex and multifaceted life. By confronting her past and embracing her for who she was, I had not only come to terms with her memory, but also found a sense of closure and acceptance within myself. My mother's legacy, once shrouded in secrecy and denial, now stood as a testament to her strength and resilience, and as a source of inspiration for my own future.